Last week, a client told me that $150K was underpriced for the service that I was selling. And that was because of two core reasons. One, I know how to sell to rich people. And two, if I'm good at anything in business, it's crafting offers that rich people love. So I had an idea. Why don't I make a video basically laying out my thesis on how to craft offers that rich people love? And I suppose that brings us basically full circle to this very moment. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to craft offers so good people will literally be begging you to pay $50,000 for it. And I could stop there, but what I'm also going to do is show you guys how to validate each and every one of these offers with little to no money. There are effectively 5 extremely important elements for any high ticket offer. Number 1, transformative outcome. As I always say in my videos, you are selling the outcome, the dream state, rather than selling the channel or selling what you're doing or the services. This is crucial that you understand this point. You need to be selling the outcome, the end state that the client will end up in when you perform these services for them. Number 2, risk reversal. Create a powerful guarantee that moves all the risk from the client to you, or as much of it as humanly possible and sustainable. The reality is that the less that people are concerned about what's going to happen if they lose their money because they can't lose their money, that's when you have a killer offer. Step 3 is speed to results. The faster you can actually start fulfilling on the offer for the client, the happier they are going to be. You want to be able to get these results for your client and also for yourself as fast as humanly possible. This means implementing low friction, high throughput systems that allow you to actually effectively get the fulfillment out as fast as possible and also communicate to the client as often and as clearly as possible on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis so that they feel up to date as well. Minimal effort required. The less work that the client has to do in any given offer, the better. If they can do no work, perfect. That is the dream outcome. They pay you, you do the work, you come back to them with the money or the outcome that was promised to them in the beginning. And you should be doing that time and time again because you will become a very, very rich person. Last step, number 5, is ROI clarity. You want to make very clear how money in equals money out through whatever offer you have. Or maybe it's money in and diet out. Maybe it's money in and content out. Maybe it's money in and views out. Whatever the end outcome is, you want to be very, very clear on what the return on investment looks like. And in the best case scenario, any of those things that I mentioned, whether it be views or pounds off, all of them are tied to a dollar amount in some way, shape, or form because people like to be able to see money in, money out. The core value equation for high ticket offers is as such. You need to find an upper end of the market where the average salary of the people in that market is already very, very high. Think $300, $600, $1,000 an hour plus. And you might not believe me that there's even markets that exist like that. Trust me, there are, and there's a lot of them. So now you have a high baseline. Then the next step is find an area where your services that you have, whatever skill sets you've already built, are in very low supply and they have very high demand. And this will put you at a nexus that is a very high price point on a supply and demand graph. Now, if that very high price point is already extremely high compared to what the market average is, then you're in an excellent spot to make a fuck ton of money. Now, there's a few common mistakes that people make when they're using this equation. Number 1, they focus on deliverables instead of outcomes. You are not selling your service, you are selling what that service will do for them. What is their end dream state? That's what you're selling. Do not focus on the actual deliverables or the service part of it. Focus on it yourselves so that you get the fulfillment done, but don't focus on it with the client. That is never what you are selling the client. What you're selling the client is outcome. Weak or non-existent risk reversal. As often as you can, reverse that risk. Assume as much of it as humanly possible, but always make sure that you're still in a position that doesn't put a ton of liability on you. You want to be able to run a sustainable business, obviously, but reverse that risk as much as possible so that the client feels like most of it is borne by you. The third thing that I see people making the mistake with all the time is having clients do all the work. As little of the work as the client can do, the better. The client should be doing effectively no work. If there's a scenario where the client puts the money in and gets the money out, that is the dream state. That's the best you can possibly do. And anything that you have to do to work backwards from that is fine, but you're working backwards from that. That is your North Star in this scenario. And then you might have to chip away at that North Star slightly to get back to reality. But that's where you're really trying to get to. Vague, unmeasurable results will fuck this whole thing up for everybody as well. So if you don't have a clear ROI indicated to your potential buyers, your potential customers, then you're never going to make it. You need to very clearly lay out what the ROI is. Nothing makes somebody say, yes, I want in more than you giving them exactly what they're going to get out. The last thing is failing to address time delay. If I can have a client get a response in an hour, if I can have a client on an onboarding meeting in an hour, in 12 hours, in 24 hours, I'm in a really, really good spot, because that client is going to feel like we've done right by them, even if everything else goes wrong. The only thing I've ever seen fuck something up for a business is when there's too much delay in communication. There's too much delay in the process. Those are the only times I've ever had troubles or issues, is when there's not enough communication with the client. And failing to address that as soon as possible is going to fuck you up immediately. For this last part, I'm going to show you how I would create an offer. Okay, so first things first that I'm going to do, head over to ChatGPT. I'm going to say I'm for a high ticket offer. I want the average salary, dollars per year plus, with very little supply, but high potential for and the B2B and D2C. I can bring businesses. So I'll go to GPT. Let's see what it's got. High potential for scaling, B2B and B2C benefit. So private equity, interesting. Specialist surgeons, that's a really good one. Average salary, 500K to 1 million. No time. Highly underserved for business services. Done for you, private practice marketing. Perfect. Excellent. Let's make it work. Let's go to Canva. We're going to create a design, custom size. You're going to go 1080 by 1080. I would just do whatever Facebook sizes are. Those not exactly right. I'm going to go online. I'm going to look up royalty free surgeon images. I'm going to grab one that's royalty free, private practice. And remember, this is the second option. I'll still go through the rest of them, but this was a pretty good one. I'm not going to lie to you. I will literally make an ad like this. I'll then go text, add a text box. Are you a private practice surgeon? Question mark. You guys are going to laugh, but these ads work really, really well. I'll get the guys to put on screen some of the results we've gotten from ads just like this. To get lead costs as low as $3 a lead with ads like these. Make it Helvetica. It looks fancier. Just looks clean. I like Helvetica. Some people really hate it. Are you a private practice surgeon? Copy and paste this. Gonna move it to the middle. Expand it. Middle it out. Want 10 to 20 clients guaranteed for only whatever price point you want. $10,000 per month. If you included the ad spend in there, you could do even higher. Book a call to see if you qualify. You are looking at this right now on your computer, and I know for a fact that you're laughing at me. You're saying, oh, so there's no way that these ads work. I guarantee you, if one of you takes this ad, this exact ad, saves it to the computer, posts it on Facebook Marketplace, posts this on Facebook ads, and does literally the slightest amount of marketing, it would print. This is probably, just looking at this now from my experience, I would probably say that you're dealing with $3 to $5 cost per lead, and then probably cost you about $150 to $200, maybe more because it's $10,000 a month, maybe $500 to acquire a client, $10,000 a month ticket, and all you do for them on the other side is run ads. Do this exact same thing. And that is literally how I would go about creating a new offer if I was starting from zero. And you get 10 of these clients, you're at 100 grand a month. It's really that easy. That's literally it. That is how I've come up with a lot of high ticket offers. Now, if you guys want to learn more about this kind of stuff and you guys want to join my free webinar, then you can. I'll be showing guys how to do stuff like this and how to get in the middle of 20 to $250 million transactions. So if you want to do that, head on over to my Instagram. The link will be in my bio for you guys to join that free webinar as well. Make sure that you subscribe and like the video. Helps with the algo. I think we could all use a little bit more of me in your lives. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Alex Ashtree, and this is how to make your first million.